then. Being a crackhead wasn't cool. Now they seem like they're making it cool to be drinking lean and syrup, and
it's the most dangerous. It's the most dangerous thing that's facing our society.
So why sign an artist that would promote that?
Because I already answered that question. You weren't paying attention. She asked me talent or issues, and I said talent. But I have to. I can't give up on people.
But I'm saying that's hypocritical, though. You're saying
it's opportunistic.
Yeah.
I got people to feed. I got a business to run.
You're gonna make Dame Dash take this clip and call you a culture vulture.
Who's Dame Dash? You brought him up. I don't even know him. So you bring his name up. I don't even know him. So
y'all made a lot of money together.
Made a lot of
money.
Come
on, Leo. Don't do that to him.
I don't know him. I really don't. So, I don't know what to tell you.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the show. We are your host, Dutch the Creator, and I got my man Bleak right here, and this is The Truth is Controversial podcast.
Yep. Let's get it.
My man.
Another day, another dollar.
Look, man, look. We got a hot topic today, man. And this topic, I believe, resonates with a lot of hip hop culture or black culture or, just African Americans, period, when it comes to our stuff. See, the mob has something called La Cosa Nostra. That's their thing. It's our thing, this thing of ours. And what black people and, Hispanics, let's not, shut out the Hispanics in there, Latinas. Back in the day, we created something called hip hop. And within this hip hop, it has, certain variables and certain levels of, respect. What we do, because hip hop is actually what you do. It's not just rap. You got rap. So you got rap, you got graffiti, you got beatboxing, right? And DJing. Is that
what they call b-boying or whatever?
B-boy. Yeah. So the thing is, put all of that together, you have a lifestyle. You feel me? So we understand that people come into our culture. We understand that we welcome people and cultures into our culture, and as long as you respect it and as long as you, put in that work, I think you should be here. What about
when you come in the house, take your shoes off, nigga?
Take your shoes off.
When you come in the house, take your shoes off.
And a lot of people have came through.
Oh yeah, most definitely. You brought up some things that first, before we get to the culture vulture things, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like a little sidebar since you brought it up. But have hip hop evolved past graffiti, DJing, b-boying?
I think mainstream it has, but it still has elements in the culture. I think that we don't see.
Right, because of course DJing evolved. Nobody's scratching, right? Nobody doing that.
No one look to be a DJ. You just have to get a bunch of artists to rap on a song,
right?
According to Khaled,
right? So let's keep that point right there. That's a good one, right?
Okay.
But so even with the graffiti, that has evolved, I guess, to this like for real, like artwork in general at this point, right?
I didn't think of that. You're absolutely right.
I mean, because it got so many different type of artists now.
Graphic design.
Yeah, exactly.
We graphic designers.
Behind, right? Exactly. I mean, all that stuff counts, right?
Yeah,
So that's just like a sidebar to the overall conversation. I just wanted to, because I always thought about that. Like, damn, no one's especially like, people still dancing. Ain't nobody really break dancing on the corner no more. You know what I mean?
But I think what you just
it just evolved.
It just evolved because we set trends in dancing, clothing, fashion, how we talk. For shizzle, my nizzle.
Yeah.
white
Someone
folks
just got
cooking and
someone just got fired for saying that.
for chisel.
Yeah, you know that
Nah, I ain't know that.
it was a news anchor down there, I think in Mississippi.
That's messed
She
up.
said and it, to be honest, it's like, all right, slippery slope type shit, right? Like, cause where do we stop with this shit? Like,
as far as what?
It's easy, because it's easy for us, our people, to be offended.
Yeah.
But to be honest with this one,
so black people got him fired.
Listen, no, it's a lady who got fired.
Black people got her fired.
That's what I'm saying. I don't even think it was black people that got her fired. I just think we're in that era of cancel culture, which it bleeds over so heavily.
You know what it was?
Some corporate shit, probably.
White people need to consult with us a little more, because white people would be so scared of getting called racist, they will fire you just on that. Yeah. Like, you know what? This might not go good with the niggas.
Yeah, I think it was.
Go ahead and fire you now.
Yeah,
without even consulting.
Yeah, I think it was more of a like let's. See, that's the thing. Like the era that we're in now, that you could make a mistake, right? And before the shit is even like fleshed out fully of what happened, it's like, all right, get rid of them. And it's like, damn. So to me, that's a slippery slope, especially even though it deals with our lingo and our language and our culture, this white woman was fired. Now, it's a lot of us who are so outraged and so like, fuck that, she should be fired, she shouldn't have said it, right? It's a lot of us gonna think like that. But I think me, I'm always for my people, always 100%. But I'm also want to think and say slippery slope, because if they would do that to her,
there you go,
then that means it leaves us no wiggle room when it comes to us. You see what I'm saying? And who knows? They probably wanted to get rid of her and were just looking for an excuse, and boom, there it is. But sidebar again.
But that goes into American culture with the freedom of speech shit. See, I've always been an advocate for a freedom of speech. Meaning, if I can get out there and say, fuck whitey, fuck the white man, they've been holding us down for 400 years and blah, 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 right? I have the right to say that, right? I'm not hurting anybody. I'm not, impeding on anybody's freedoms or anything, right? But if I see the KKK walking down the street and they're doing the same thing, they're exercising their right, I may not like that, and I don't like it, and I'll probably say fuck them. But they do have a right to do it as long as they ain't impeding on someone's freedoms. You see what I mean? Right. The thing is, what's that saying? What's good for the goose is good for the gander, but don't nobody know what a fucking gander is. But it's obviously good for that gander. The thing is, you have to. I like that slippery slope thing, because when you get mad about something and you want something done, just remember, when you're planning to do it, they can do it to you too.
Right. And I agree with you, right? But here's the thing. Here's the difference. If we then protest, right? If we then protest what the KKK is doing or whatever has transpired during that moment, and we say, you know what? We don't like that. Here's the difference. When our people gather and we try to give pushback, then the government gathers, then push us back for having pushback.
You're absolutely right.
And that's the difference. So when they do it and we don't like it, we don't really have no room to say anything about it. But if we have something to say about what's going on, then it's pushed back to us. So that's the difference. Because for real, what you said is 100. We have to understand that
the government's response to each group.
Yeah, see, that's the part that's not fair.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, what you said, yeah, we should be able to say whatever the fuck we say, and they should be able to say what the fuck we say. But how is it that when we have something to say, it's pushback?
That's true.
And it's not just pushback from the onlookers and the watchers, it's the pushback from the government. They come out with riot gear, they come out with, tanks, tear gas and shit like that, but you don't never see them do that with them. So that's the difference.
And what do they call us? Looters and they call or
They call us
any
looters and rioters, and they're peaceful protesters. That's what it
peaceful
comes to.
protest. Just
This is
rowdy
bullshit.
teens with the white people. They're just rowdy teens. Like, hold the fuck up. They did the same shit
They
we
flipped
did.
cars and burnt shit too.
And that's the thing. Look, I personally don't let us off the hook. You shouldn't do that shit. But like you said, if you're going to do that to black people, please do that
It's just,
to the other.
my thing is, it always should be fair. Like, what is good for the goose?
Good for the gander, baby.
That's
And
all
that
I say.
right there is what we're going to be talking about today. What is good for the goose would be what is good for hip hop. And what is good for the gander would be what's good for the person who's coming into hip hop. And these people that we're mainly talking about are from because it's certain people that come into our establishment of hip hop and think that they can just say anything. See, hip hop, we ain't got no freedom of speech here. It's how you respect how we do what we do. You see, let's take one DJ Vladimir, as he say. He came into hip hop. He knows hip hop. He's been in hip hop all of his life. But it's something about that man that a lot of people recognize as being a culture vulture. And that is what we're talking about on today's video or podcast show. And when I came upon DJ Vlad back in the day, I liked his interviews. I watched his interviews. But I started to notice how he talks to black artists or rappers opposed to how he talks to, say, the mobsters that come on or the senators or the police officers that come on. He talks to us in a condescending ass way and fashion. And he talks to us as if we are stupid. And his little laugh when we do say something stupid, the way he sounds, his cadence. Do you understand where I'm coming from with this bleep? Because he has that shit, and every time I see it or hear it, it pisses me off.
Right. It just seems as if especially when it comes to like certain rappers, like you won't see him interviewing a quote unquote conscious rapper, right? Someone that could intellectually challenge him on some of his points, right?
I'm gonna put a pin in that, but go ahead.
Yeah. So when you have that, and you have pretty much he's bringing on 17, 18, 19-year-old, 20-year-olds that's from certain demographics. They come from the hood,
poverty,
yeah, right. So you already know the type of stories that they're going to tell. But then when you have them on there with a line of questioning that seems on the prosecutor side, you know what I mean? So it's that. And then when you see that over and over again, and it's like you're not using this platform you're only using this platform, your platform, to expose certain behaviors and certain mentalities. But also it's not balanced out with, let's bring this rapper on who's making a change in their neighborhood. Let's bring this rapper on who's doing this. And it's only the criminal talk. It's only trying to make those connections of, oh, you're beefing with this person, so now let's go interview this person. Let's get their side of it. Yep. So then it becomes a smaller regional thing of like what we used to have in the 90s, where they say it was an East Coast, West Coast thing that was pretty much narrated and controlled by like media. So now it's just an updated version of it, where you have certain platforms that's taking advantage of these people who can't really see the big picture. So I'm gonna come on here because I got a problem with Dutch, so I'm gonna say what I got to say. Then 2 weeks later, where shit could have been died down or shit could have just been, you know what I'm saying, swept under the rug, Now Dutch gotta have his response.
Yep. And
So
he
now
will
when you come
have
on-
and he will have me on, and then
Right.
he'll play exactly what you said about me. Then he leave room. What do you got to say about that?
Right. So now you're kind of in a way, not kind of, but
Nah, you did directly.
you're definitely
You're the agitator,
exactly.
the
There you go.
instigator,
You're
and that
instigating the beef.
and that's what he does. Lord Jamar, and thanks for that, my brother. You're definitely right. Lord Jamar and Godfrey was regulars on this man's channel and platform.
Right.
And something happened that I thought Vlad was just going to be over. I thought he was going to be done based upon our love and gratitude for the honorable Minister Farrakhan, right?
Right.
And Farrakhan made a statement, and within that statement, he said something, and he had some context to it. And on YouTube, I'll play it right here for you guys, so you can know exactly what I'm talking about. But Lord Jamar and Godfrey was no. What's his name? DL Hughley was on the show, and Vlad had tried to quote Louis Farrakhan on what he said, but he didn't say everything. He didn't use the context of what, because matter of fact, this is what Louis Farrakhan was saying, and I'm paraphrasing here. He said to all of my people, we need to ball up that fist pick up that rock of just fighting back white supremacy or whatever, and to the Jewish community, we need to pick up that rock and throw it at them. But he was saying it in the context of throw knowledge at them,
Right.
just fight back in that way. And Vlad took it as he told black people to throw rocks at Jews.
Right.
And Lord and DL Hughley, I don't like DL Hughley anymore. He be blowing me because he allowed him to say that shit. Mm-hmm. And then when Lord Jamar and Godfrey asked him to apologize because you got it wrong, he said, "Oh, I did get it wrong, but it is what it is." Whoa, brother, you should if you're not gonna have him on your show, apologize that you misquoted that man. And he said, "Well, I don't really gotta apologize because I took the clip down." Bruh, that shit right there, bruh, you are a guest in hip hop. Eminem, when they found that shit that he said nigga bitch in 93, he got out there and said, "I apologize. I was stupid." Because Eminem he's a guest, and Eminem understands that that's his bread and butter, and that's who he is to the culture.
Right. Exactly. It's just I find all that type of stuff, of course, interesting when you have someone like Vlad that when challenged, you see how he reacted. It's like, I'm not going to apologize for that. I'm not going to. And I think I was having the same conversation with someone not too long ago, really, about this, and it's just like, Minister Farrakhan has become a champion for black people. For most black people, right?
Yeah,
and it doesn't even matter what line of religion you fall on, really, right?
It don't matter. You need that leadership,
right? I think he's respected by by I would say a great majority of black people, right? Mm-hmm. But within hip hop, you see it. It's unquestionable in hip hop, right? Yeah. So in hip hop, it's from top to bottom. You haven't really seen. Matter of fact, I've never seen anyone say that they didn't agree with Minister Farrakhan. And like I know, the mass majority probably aren't a Nation of Islam, right? Mm-hmm. But they agree with the stance that he takes.
Right.
So with that being said, when you are a guest in someone's house, and this is not only someone that the mass majority of hip hop people look up to but respect, and for that matter, he's an elder.
Yeah.
So
the eldest of the elder.
right. So at the end of the day, if we respect it and we bow down, so to speak, then you should also, at least to say, like you said, you're a guest in this house. You might not like, put it this way, you come in my house and you're my friend. And my uncle, who's an elder in my house, says, hey, can y'all keep the noise down? Now, this is not his house. He's the uncle, so he's a relative, but he's an elder in our home that I respect. So therefore, anybody that comes in as the guest of mine, you show the same respect to the elders that I show respect. Because you cut that shit out. Exactly.
And even with the Lord Jamar and Godfrey thing, and you know they threaten, you know, we're not gonna come on the show no more.
Oh, and I don't think they've been on there.
Huh?
And I said I don't think they've been back.
No, they haven't. They started their own shit. See, and that's the thing that we need to start looking at. See, they were getting that man rich. Yeah, he was giving them a check, just like he gives Bootsy a check right now. They give that man so much content, right? And I mean, Godfrey and Lord Jamar. Let's just take Lord Jamar. He's an elder. He's what? He from the Nubian. The Nubian.
Man, you messing me up because I do know it. Man.
I know it too. It's just right. But he's an elder. He is a staple in hip hop. So at the end of the day, that's like, you know, you kicking your uncle out the house. You see what I mean? Like it's crazy that you see this man asking you for something and you say, fuck no, I'm not gonna do it. And then he says, well, if you're not gonna do it, I'm gonna leave. Vlad TV said, well, y'all can leave.
Right.
And he's been talking shit about Lord Jamar, like how Joe Budden is talking about his people.
Right, but as if like you wasn't fucking with this man like just 2 weeks ago. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
So that to me, when people do stuff like that, it kind of show you what they always thought. Yeah. It's just that you was providing something that they needed at the time. Sound bites, clips, content. So and it's like, you know, certain people because you know where they stand at. So like people who know me, they know they can say certain things that's because they know I'm going to feel some type of way about it. Right. I'm not going to play about certain shit. But at the end of the day, you were inviting Lord Jamar onto your platform because you know he felt strongly about what hip hop, his people, and where they stand in today's time, pretty much, right? So anything around that content, you could say something that's going to get him to say. He's going to say something. Yeah. He's going to speak out, probably more so on what he feels, like his convictions. He's going to speak out against that or speak up for certain things, right? So you know you're going to get that type of content from him. Godfrey, on the other hand, same thing, just with a comedic twist. You see what I'm saying? So he's going to say something how he feels, and very, very intelligent as well. Yep. But he will spend it on like, okay, now you can laugh at the shit, right?
And they promoting your show,
right? There you go. So now when you have so many, the thing about it is this. I don't agree with what I'm about to say, but it is what it is.
I don't agree with what I'm about to say.
No, but for good or bad, a lot of our hip hop, a lot of our comedians, whoever, people that's in the entertainment industry becomes our de facto leaders. We follow these people.
That's true.
Because of what they have attained in life, not because of really what they say. Because if you think about it, if you listen to what they say, what are a lot of them saying? A lot of them saying a bunch of nothing.
Right.
The comedians say a lot of great things.
The comedians are the conscience.
Yeah, So because they have to see things a certain way, and to be able to make harsh truths funny, then you have some level of intelligence, right? Because you're able to spin it in a way to say, damn, I see exactly what you're saying, and I can laugh about the shit too, right? But a lot of these rappers don't really have a lot of high level thinking, right? Now, if they do have it, they choose not to show it.
Or the record label say you better not show it.
So that's what I'm saying. So even if that's the case, because I do believe to be that successful, you do have to have some type of intelligence, right? But for whatever reason, well, we know this. It's easy to take somebody and say, you know what, let's put the bag behind them.
Right.
But what I'm saying
what
I'm saying is when you have certain rappers that maintain a level of success.
Like Drake. Let's just take Drake. Drake is a smart individual.
Right, but these fly by night rappers, you might see them 1 year, next year they gone. No, yeah, of course. I don't think it's a level of intelligence there. Like, of course, they haven't shown.
Your ass out.
Yeah, they haven't shown. They haven't shown it. It hasn't been proven. I'll put it that way. But all these other rappers that have 10, 15, 20 years, 30 years longevity,
Nicki
Minaj, some intelligence there. Yeah. So I'm just saying that to say, but you notice those aren't the ones that's showing up on them shows. Those are the ones that's being taken advantage of.
Because they already they hip to what he's doing. You see, if you notice, like, you know, shout out to my man Beans. Benny Single has been on his show lately. I think that's the last one I seen on the show. Like, he gets them old heads, then he likes to rehash old shit. He's in there talking to Beans on one of the parts, and Beans like, Vlad, nah, I ain't about to go there with you. I know what people do. I might play the clip while we talking, but he's like, you're not about to get me. And I like how Beans went about it, because Beans, he's going up there to stay relevant because he understands what Vlad is. And I like it. And yeah, if you're doing that, if you're going up there and you're just trying to stay relevant, but understand those little shits those little tricks and shit that he gonna try to do, and you know how to counter that shit, do your thing. Go up there and handle your business. Because Beans went up there. Beans ain't get into no other shit that he ain't want to get into. Beans was telling him, he was like, nah, Vlad, I know how you do. And he told him directly. He said, you're not about to get me to talk about shit that's been dead for 20 years.
Exactly. Just for what? Right?
For click.
Vlad is not the only one,
Leo Cohen.
Yeah.
I think he's the one that's actually the person who sends them to Vlad.
You know what? I ain't never think about that. That would make sense though. That would make sense.
Yes.
Like that would make sense like a motherfucker.
Because he curates these motherfuckers, right? He tells these. I remember he was telling Young Thug. Was it Young Thug? No. It was Rich Homie Quan. He was up in there. He was telling him, man, and we got a glimpse of how Leo Cohen. I might play it. I'm gonna play a lot of.
If you got the clip, go ahead, roll it.
I'm gonna roll it on in post production.
Okay, got you.
I'm gonna set it up though. He's talking to Rich Homie Quan like, you don't. Nah, we don't do that type of music. We need more of that gangster shit. We need more of that of what people like. Wow, I'm gonna let you get yours off, but we got deadlines. And I'm like, wow. And he like, man, I just want, just do it the way that he like, nah.
I think this what's crazy is I think this speaks back to an earlier episode we did with the hip hop secret meeting. Episode, right? Yep. So when you think about that, right, is this just a continuation of the plan? You know, like, is this just a continuation of what they wanted for hip hop to pretty much now get these young rappers on here to convey a certain message, which is going to reverberate back into their neighborhoods, which is going to make another side feel some type of way? Because if I'm on and you ain't, then who the fuck is you? Then if you looking at me like, well, he on, and I don't fuck with that side, I don't fuck with them niggas, then man, we can get on too.
You know what it is, bro? Let me tell you. I'm gonna cut you off.
I'm just saying that to say I seen it. I seen that happen in real life, in real time. Where
me too.
You see what I'm saying?
Bruh. We both been in this music industry. If y'all don't know, me and him dabbled in this music.
Exactly.
And the thing is, bruh, to your question, Is this part of the plan? I don't think they thought. I don't even think that the powers that be thought that it was going to be this sweet. I think they just thought it was just going to, you know, fuck us up a little bit in our race and our culture. But they got more than what they bargained for. Because just like I tell the story of the horse, you know, at the farm or at the stables. See, the horse gets broken in. And when you break that horse in, that initial horse, that horse then teaches the bucks or the calves how to act.
Right,
you don't
right.
have to. You don't even have to touch them calves. The thing is, are they calves or bucks or fawns or?
Don't give me a line. I ain't know.
They're baby horses, man. But when you break that
They
initial
donkeys.
horse, and look, that's what happens is because they don't have to go out. Leo Cohen said he went in the belly of the beast, no pun intended, to find DMX. You see, he said, man, I had to go in the trenches. They told me he was at this club. I went down to the club. I seen people doing crack. I seen this, I seen that. And then I finally found them. They don't have to go in the trenches no more because the rappers who are successful or quote unquote successful, they're already telling people how to do it. They're coming to the record labels. They understand the 360 deal now. They understand all of these things. And the biggest culture vulture of all is the record labels.